Hi girls and boys, can't forget about the boys. Welcome back to my channel. As requested, a lot of you guys have been commenting and asking me tons of questions on my Instagram as well as here as to what my foundation routine is. And if you guys don't know, I love drugstore foundations and I have been obsessed with this new drugstore foundation. I just decided to just film a video for you guys because a lot of you guys have been wanting it. I really hope you guys find it simple. I feel like it's simple, but to some people, they might think that I'm using too much product. But anyways, I'm just showing you guys exactly how I do it. If you guys want a tutorial on the look that I'm wearing today, it's very natural, very simple. And this lip color I've been obsessed with also. I stopped using it for a while, but I started using it again. It's called Dusty Rose by Boutique. It's a lip liner actually, and they sell it at Sally's, $4 if you ballin' on a budget like me. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if I've already said that like 30,000 times, but let's just go ahead and get right into the tutorial. So the first thing I do before I even apply anything to my face is I make sure that my face is washed. I always use the St. Ives Oatmeal Scrub. That one is my favorite. After you wash your face, you want to make sure that you moisturize with a good moisturizer. The moisturizer that I've been using is the Studio Moisture Fix SPF 15 by MAC. If you have dry skin like me, I would definitely recommend this one because it's not too oily and it's not too dry. If you do have oily skin, I would recommend to use a Fix Plus spray instead of this, or you can mix half of this with some Fix Plus spray to kind of even it out. I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal any imperfections that I have on my face, and this is in the color Sand. Maybelline has 3 or 4 of the colors, but this one is good if you are NC25. If you're NC30, NC35, you can go ahead and use the one that's a little bit darker than this one. But if you're NC30, you can go ahead and pull this one off because I range between NC25 to NC30. So what I love about this is that it comes with like a little applicator, so it's really easy and you don't really need a brush to blend it out. If you're going for a really glammed out look and you're going to wear high heels or things of that sort, I would recommend to pack it on. But if it's like an everyday sort of foundation, you can kind of lay off some of the product. And then I'm going to be using my beauty blender to blend this out. And if you are a beauty blender owner, please make sure to wet it, because I know a lot of people are always constantly telling me like, how do you use a beauty blender? And they're like, oh my god, I didn't even know how to use it. Alright, I don't know where this black is coming from. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but I touch random things and then when I'm doing my makeup, I mess it up. So just try to avoid that. I need a hot Cheeto break. I'm hungry. And what this does is kind of dilutes. It helps dilute the product, so a little bit goes a long way. You can also use it dry, but I feel like it gives off the best result when you wet it. I always make sure I leave my eyes blank because I always do my eyeshadow. Even if I'm doing the most naturalist look, I always make sure I apply a little bit of a light brown into the crease because I don't really feel like I have a crease. So when I fill it in with a little bit of brown and a matte finish eyeshadow on the lid, it gives me the most definition, and that's when I feel the prettiest. So the next step is to obviously apply the foundation. The foundation that I've been using for the past 2 months is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I would not recommend this for people who have oily skin because it is like a dewy finish foundation. I would say this is like a medium coverage. If you do like a full coverage, you could do a couple of layers of this. When I'm going out, I like to do one layer and then let it dry and then do another layer. But it is a dewy finish foundation, so if you have dry skin, this is perfect. If you have oily skin, I would not recommend this. I'm in the shade 210. So if you're at NC25 by MAC, this one is going to fit you perfectly. I should do like a foundation review video comparing like the MAC colors to the drugstore colors because I am forever going to be NC25 by MAC. But I always have trouble finding foundation colors that match my skin tone because it always just feels like I look too warm or too dark. But I am the type of person that when I go to the drugstore, I go into a corner, I grab the foundation and I hide and I try it on, because I'm not going to buy a foundation that doesn't match me. So I think that would be a very helpful video. So this foundation doesn't have a pump, which is something that I look for in a foundation, but I really do like how this foundation makes me look. So I'll just deal with it. It doesn't smell nasty, but it doesn't smell good either. I don't know if you guys are the type to critique how a foundation smells. But anyways, I go ahead and dot this all over my face. Like I said, I like more of a fuller coverage, but I don't like to feel like I'm wearing a lot of foundation. So this foundation does the trick. So this is how much foundation I apply. I don't know if you guys are cringing right now, because I know a lot of people are more on the natural side. But like I said, it just depends on personal preference. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my beauty blender and just blend this out. You don't want to like swirl the beauty blender. You just want to make sure you pack it so that way the foundation gets stuck onto your skin. I don't really prime my skin or use any type of fillers before I apply my foundation, unless I'm gonna go out to a party or something, or it just depends how my skin is doing that week, because sometimes I do break out when I start my period or something. Like I break out, I have a couple breakouts, so that's when I use a primer. But for the most part, the moisturizer works as a primer. So after I apply my foundation, we're gonna go ahead and start to highlight the face. I don't really get too technical with the whole highlighting and contouring thing. So this is what I do. I do 1 pump of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20. And I apply this with my fingers. So I'm going to apply this underneath my eye in a triangular sort of shape. And I bring it all the way back here. And then do the same on the other side. And I'm going to add just a little bit more because 1 pump was not enough. Then we're going to apply on the chin, Cupid's bow, a little on the forehead, as well as down the nose. The reason why I like to use my fingers for this is because if I use a brush, I feel like it leaves it streaky, and I really don't like that. So we're going to blend it out with, again, the Beauty Blender. For my contour, I have recently switched from using the MAC, what is it called? It's like, it comes with the 6 concealers, and it was in the medium dark palette. I used the darkest one in the middle. But one of my very good friends recommended me to start using the BB creams, the MAC Prep and Prime BB cream. And this is in the color dark. Oh, yeah, it's in the color dark. And I use it with my Samantha Chapman Expert Face Brush. And the reason why I love to use this is because I'm always usually in a hurry when I'm doing my makeup. And with this color, you're able to achieve the contour like as if you were to be using a darker one. You achieve the same look is what I'm trying to say, but without the mess up. So if you guys are scared of contouring and highlighting, I know a lot of people are scared to do that. This is perfect because it applies just the right amount, but giving you that flawless look at the same time. But again, if you have oily skin, I would just recommend to set it with a very good setting powder. And if you have dry skin like me, then it's okay. You can go ahead and do this same routine. And when you apply your contour, you want to make sure you apply right underneath where your cheekbone is at. If you want a more dramatic look, you can always put it a little bit above it. But if you want to go for a normal everyday, you can just leave it right underneath. And you can go ahead and build this. If you want a little bit more, then go ahead and add some more. I don't really get too technical with the nose. If I do want a good nose contour, I do that separately. Once I set everything, I use a darker eyeshadow. because I'm kind of bad at blending. So now I'm going to go ahead and use the Studio Fix powder by MAC. And this was a recommendation from another very good friend, Karen. If you guys follow her, her Instagram is I Love Sarai. I'm sure you guys already follow her. But I go ahead and set this on the areas that I highlighted. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the brush, because if you use this brush, it applies like the most coverage, but still giving you that airbrush effect. So we're going to go ahead and set underneath our eyes. And when you're setting with your powder, you want to make sure that you press it into the skin so you bulletproof your makeup. And to set the rest of the face, I'm going to be using my Sigma large powder brush and just grab a little bit of the product. The reason why I'm using a more fluffier brush is because I don't want to pack on more powder all over the face, because we're already dealing with a full coverage sort of foundation routine. So now we're going to go in with my MAC bronzing powder, and this is in Refined Golden. And we're just going to go over the contour just to kind of deepen up the look a little bit more. What this powder is going to do is obviously not only set our contour, but throughout the day, if you're out dancing or you're out, I don't know, whatever you guys do, what you got to do, what comes off first is the powder, and then you still have your contour that's underneath the powder. So it's just going to prolong your foundation for the whole day. To highlight my skin, I always use my Soft and Gentle by MAC. This is one of my staple products. I always use this every single day. If you guys have any other recommendations on some highlighting powders, go ahead and comment down below, because I absolutely love to look dewy. But since I love this powder so much, I never really branch out and try other things. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. As for my blush, I have been loving the City Color Be Matte blush, but I'm not really a matte blush type of person, because I suck at like blending it into the skin. So what I've been doing is mixing this one along with my Milani Glow Baked Bronzer. This is the one I've been using. So I mix these two with the same brush. You can also apply your blush after you already have your eyebrows done, your eyeshadow done, just to kind of see how much you can apply. I'm not really a blush type of person, so I just apply a tiny little bit, and if I feel like I need some more after I have all my other makeup done, then I go ahead and apply it. And that completes my foundation routine. This is what I do every single time I'm doing a natural look or I do a more dramatic look. Just depending on how heavy I want my eyes to be, I will start with my eyes first. So you don't necessarily always have to start off with the foundation. If you're doing a more natural look, you can start off with the foundation to do less on the eyes. Or if you want to avoid any mess ups, or you know, when you have fallout with the eyeshadows, I would recommend to start with your eyes first and then the foundation. So there's no right or wrong when it comes to, you know, whether you want to do foundation before or after. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup, do my hair, and I will be right back. So this completes the final look. I went ahead and just did some normal, you know, everyday makeup. For those of you who are interested in this look, please go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you guys would like for me to do another separate tutorial on basic everyday makeup for those who are barely learning. But yeah, anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys all in my next one. Bye, girls.